YouTubers? Got another video review for you today. This one's from a company by the name of Goose. If you've ever needed a good work light, then you're going to want to stay tuned to this video because this is probably the best light that I have seen out there. And so I'm going to run you through and just give you a quick review on it and show you some of its features. So come a little closer. First thing that you'll notice is it comes in this big case. You don't have to get it with the protective case, but I opted to get this one here. And I gotta say, it's really nice, padded, and everything's cut out. It's got foam on the inside. It's got a nice zipper here that goes all the way around. And you know, you can see that everything has got a foam protective case around all the lights and batteries and everything. And you know, it's got some mesh right in here. There's actually two different lights that come in this kit. This one here is their suction cup light. And what you do with this is it uses a suction cup to mount on a car's windshield or any flat surface. This is not just for a mechanic, but you know, it could be used for anything. Let's say you're a locksmith. This can suction cup to a car window or whatever. Let's say, you know, you're working on re-keying a door. You can mount this up onto a metal door or a wooden door if it's a flat enough surface, and you can lock it down and it locks in place. But what makes it, you know, such a great light is that it's flexible. You can bend it around, move it in any direction that you want to. So once this is locked down, this is able to move, and you can put the light wherever you want it. And this end right here is made to swivel around. And I'll go ahead and tell you, this is not some cheap light. This is a very well-made light. This is not a light that you know, when it breaks, you throw it away. This is a light that you have for a lifetime. Everything on here is made out of metal. There's no real plastic on this light except the little cover right here that goes over the LEDs. But, you know, if you look at the light, like I said, it swivels around. There is a T304 stainless steel swivel right here. And you can loosen that up and move it around. And then when it's time to tighten it up, you can tighten it in any location that you want. If you want to turn it around this way, you can. And, you know, it's just very versatile. So the way that you get power to this light here is they have a 9800 milliamp an hour battery, and this will provide you with 4 hours of light. And what you do is you just take, and it has Velcro here on the back, and you take the battery, you slide it down in right here, you have the power cord right there, you plug it right in, and then there's your power button, and now you have a ton of light. And you know, this thing really puts out the amount of lumens. Now, let's say you're working up underneath the car and you know, there's nowhere for you to hook the suction cup. And let's say you want to just clamp the light on. Well, that's where this second light comes into place. It's pretty much the same as the first light, but it offers a pair of vice grips so you can clamp it on to whatever you're working on. Any type of service that you can clamp on, this will work on. And it's the same as the other. It has the swivel adjuster here, so you can turn the light in any direction, swivel it. You can bend it. And this one here is a little bit shorter than the other one. This one here is 24 inches. This other one here is 36 inches. So if you want one a little bit shorter that clamps, this is the one to get. Now this one has the smaller battery. This one has the 4800 milliamp an hour battery. And again, it mounts in the same way. You take and the Velcro just slides into this metal mount right there. And then you plug it in. And then there's your power button. And now you have an LED light strip. And it's very flexible. You can put the light anywhere you want, and you know, it just comes in handy. Now, it's one thing to sit here and show you, you know, here in my bedroom, you know, what this looks like and how it works. But I'm going to take you outside and I'm going to show you firsthand just how you use it and just how versatile this light is. But before I run outside, I wanted to tell you one last thing. If you don't have the battery packs with you and you wanted to run this off of your car's 12-volt electrical system, you can hook these alligator clips right up to the battery terminals and hook this into the light right here, and you have power, unlimited power. So that is pretty handy. And it also comes with 2 chargers to charge these batteries. So, you know, it comes with everything that you're going to need. And I know what you're saying. You know, these lithium-ion batteries will probably quit charging after 400 or 500 charges. That is true. So they do sell these batteries where you can purchase them on their website for an additional amount. But when they go bad or wear out or whatever. All right, guys. So I'm out here. I've got my girlfriend's new 2021 Jeep Gladiator. She just got this thing like 2 weeks ago, and so I'm going to use it as my demonstration vehicle. Now I have this suction cup Goose grip out here, and so I'm going to go ahead and suction cup it to the side of the vehicle. Let's say I had to do some work here on the back brakes and I wanted to light this up, and what you would do is just take and come a little closer. You take and open the handle up for the suction cup. You just place it on the vehicle and try to find a flat spot, and then you close the suction cup or the handle, and it creates a suction. And then now you're able to move this around in any direction that you want. You can do anything with it. I mean, like I said, you can loosen this up right here and swivel it around. You can see that you can get in here and put it any direction that you can possibly dream of. And you know, it's better than having somebody hold the light for you, because you know they're going to be shaky. And you know, with this, you know, you set it, you forget it, and you don't have to deal with it. And I'll go ahead and tell you, this 1 foot long LED panel puts out 2,800 lumens. So you know, it's plenty bright enough, and you can see it lights up the whole side of the Jeep Gladiator. And you know, let's say you're doing detailing. Let's say you're a car detailer and you're wanting to apply ceramic coating or a wax or something like that. This would be a great product for that. You don't even have to hook it to the paint. If you're scared about putting it on the paint on your vehicle, you can hook it to a windshield, and it'll hook just as good as it does here on the side. Now, I showed you how to put the suction cup on. To take it off, it's very simple. You just hold the light and pull the release handle, and when you pull the release, it comes right off. It doesn't scratch your paint up unless there's dirt up underneath there, and you just move it around. It's not going to scratch your paint up, and it hooks on there really well. Like I said, you know, if you want to hook it onto a window, you can hook it on there as well. Like I said, you just grab a hold of it, and now you're ready to go. And you know, you've got plenty of light right where you want it. I'm going to take it up under the hood and show you just how helpful this can be. You know, puts light where you can't get a normal flashlight. Now we're up underneath the hood, and you can see that I've got the Goose grips attached to the front driver's side fender, and I've got the light pulled up in like a little arch. But let's say, you know, you're needing some good light. You know, a normal flashlight is not going to be able to get back up in there and shine all the way around while you're trying to work, because it's just too bulky. It's going to be in your way. With the Goose grips, you know, it allows you to get in there and put the light exactly where you want it, and then once you get it where you want it, then you can adjust it down and, you know, put that swivel anywhere. I mean, you can really put it in some tight places, and you know, it puts out quite a bit of light. So I gotta say, with, you know, many of the newer vehicles, especially this new 3.6 liter Pinstar and the Jeep, you know, this thing is crammed in here. I mean, there's just not much room at all to work on them. And you know, everywhere you look, there's really no good place to stick your hand in there without, you know, pulling, you know, covers and stuff off to be able to access it. And you know, this light being as slim as it is, the head part of it right here, it allows you to get it in some tighter places than what you would normally be able to get a normal type of flashlight and, you know, work light. But you know, I'm a big fan of using the headlamps and things like that, but you know, even a headlamp sometimes cannot provide you with the light in the right spot. So this is where this Goose Grips really comes in handy. So you've had to work up underneath the dash before, up underneath the steering wheel and down around the gas pedals, and you've had to kind of lay your head down in the floorboard and, you know, look up underneath there. A lot of times it's hard to get light in the right area. Well, what I've done here is went ahead and suction cup the Goose Grips onto the driver's side interior window, and now you're able to just take and swivel the Goose Grips up underneath there, and you know, it stays put. And like I said, it's small enough and thin enough to be able to get in those tight areas and provide enough light where you can see to do your work. Now also, you know, if you're an upholstery guy and you're laying carpet or whatever, this is a great light because it's got the LEDs, so they don't produce that much heat. They might get a little bit warm, but you know, keep you from putting a hole in your carpet with a traditional shop light. This is just the better alternative. So another handy use for the Goose Grips light is doing HVAC work. I know this last year had a new HVAC put in, this one here, and the guy come and, you know, started getting a little late, and I'm out here holding a flashlight for this guy for like a good 2 hours while he finished putting the HVAC in. Anyways, it would have been nice to have this because of the adjustability. I wouldn't have to sit here and hold it. You put the light right where you want it, and you know, if you're taking the access panel off to hook up all your lines, that would have just been a hell of a lot easier to sit here and have this light pointed right where he wants it than for me to sit here and move around and shake and try to get the light exactly in the right direction for him without blinding him as well. I've got the Goose Grips here mounted on the exterior door. And like I said, if you're a locksmith or you're going to be changing a doorknob out or whatever, it'd be really handy just to go ahead and mount this up here. And you know, you can put the light right where you want it if you want to drill the lock out or whatever. You know, it's just one more way to put the light right where you need it and not have to fool with it. You know, you just set it and forget it. And if you want to move it out like this and make it an area light, you can adjust it in different directions. And like I said, that swivel can swivel all the way around. If you want to shine it up there, you can. Hey guys, so let's say you're a plumber and you're working up underneath the bottom of a sink. I've been there many a times and had to get up on my back and try to root around there and get the best lighting and this, that, and the other. And a lot of times it's not very comfortable because your head's laying inside the cabinet there. And so with the Goose Grips, what you do is just fit it on the countertop, pop the suction cup, and you're good to go. And you open your cabinet doors and you're able to turn on your light, and you just swivel it around whichever way you want it and rotate the light to wherever you need it. And that way you're not trying to fumble around with the light. My countertop is a little bit rough, so you know, it might work on some countertops if they're smooth enough, but if it has some sort of texture, you might have to put it on there once or twice to get a real good seal. Now if it doesn't work on the countertop and you've got a floor that's smooth enough, you can take and mount it right there on the hardwood floor, and you know, it does the same way. You can just take it, push it down, lock it. All right guys, I have the clamp style Goose Grips light, and I've found that this light works really great with, you know, small engine repairs and stuff like that, because a lot of times you have places to clamp onto, then you know, you can move the light around to wherever you need it. Now you do have to play around with clamping it, but once you get it clamped in place, you know, it stays put. So if you need to work down in here in such a tight confined area, you know, you can easily move this around and get that light exactly where you want it every time. Also, let's say you're working on a riding mower, you know, let's say you got to get up underneath there and replace the deck drive belt. You know, so a lot of times there's not a whole lot of room, and so, you know, what I've done here is just take the clamp Goose grip, and I've got it clamped onto the lever there, and you know, you're able to pinpoint the light wherever you need it. If you need to move it and bend it where it goes up underneath the mower, then you can do that as well. But you can see that, you know, anywhere where you can clamp it on, it'll fit. And you know, I'll go ahead and say that one thing you'll notice is right here on the clamps, you'll notice that these are the Vice Grip brand by Irwin. These aren't cheap knockoff Chinese locking pliers. All right guys, you can see that I've got it clamped to the suspension part of the mower there, and I've got the Goose grips bent up, so it puts the light right here where I need to see to work on it. And you know, like I've told you before, the way that you swivel this light is it just moves around. But if you want to make it a little bit looser, you just unloosen it, tighten it, or turn it to the left, which is counterclockwise, and then now you're able to move it in all the different directions freely. And then once you get it to where you want it, then you just take your fingers and turn this little swivel piece to the right, and it just a little bit of pressure locks it, and it's going to hold right in place. All right guys, how many times have you needed to have some light when you're up on a ladder and you know you don't have your hands free? And so I figured it'd be great if you could just take and clamp this onto a ladder, and you know, you just clamp it on, and now you've got a light that, you know, is hands free, and it puts the light where you need to work on it. I was installing some chandeliers a couple months back, and I'll tell you what, this would have come in really handy. If I'd have had this clamped to my ladder, it would have definitely made hooking the electrical up a lot easier. All right guys, in closing, I just wanted to say this is not a sponsored review. Nobody paid me to say anything, and you know, I got to say these are really high quality lights, some of the best that you'll find. I will say that, you know, I know a lot of guys, you know, get crazy when the Snap-on truck tool guy comes around, and they'll go in and spend $1,000 on a set of wrenches, and then they'll complain about buying, you know, a nice quality work light. Well, this work light is worth every penny. It is high quality. Like I said, there's no plastic. It's all made out of steel, stainless steel, or aluminum. There's no plastic on it. It's a light that you're going to have for a long time. And you know, if this light is able to save you some time, then it's going to make you money. So, you know, if you're able to see better and get to certain bolts or whatever you're trying to work on, get them loose and get the part out of the way, the part replaced, then it's going to be well worth the price. So anyways, I appreciate you guys watching. Make sure you like and subscribe to my channel. Have a good one. Thank you.